I had a lot of ideas floating around about what I wanted to make my next video on. Maybe the All-Star Game, or possibly even the KD files. But I stumbled upon a couple of theories while I was scrolling through Instagram, and it takes the cake for me. The theories are called the Paolo theory and the Luka theory. I know, very creative titles, but hear me out. The Paolo theory argues that drafting a good, not great player like a fringe all-star with a top pick could be more detrimental than drafting a bust because the said players are disproportionately likely to be overcommitted to by their franchises in team building or cap allocation situations. Now to simplify that, basically teams that are drafting a player who is pretty good but not great can hurt a team more than drafting someone who completely fails. That's because teams will spend a lot of money in building their future around the pretty good player, even if that player isn't good enough to win a championship. And a total bust forces the team to start over, but a good, not great player can keep the team stuck in the middle, never terrible, but never truly successful either. Now here's a couple of examples of the Paolo theory. We're going to start with Joe Johnson of the Atlanta Hawks in the late 2000s. And Johnson was a multiple-time All-Star, but never an MVP candidate. He signed a maximum contract with Atlanta. The Hawks made the playoffs 6 straight seasons from 2018 to 2013, but they never reached the NBA Finals and made the conference finals 0 times during that core. Atlanta was consistently good, rarely bad enough to rebuild, and never good enough to win a title. Even the Toronto Raptors with Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan is another example of the same phenomenon. DeRozan was a 4-time All-Star in Toronto. He signed a 5-year, $139 million max contract in 2016. The Raptors averaged 30-plus wins from 2014 to 2018, but they never reached the NBA Finals with DeRozan as their top option. Toronto traded DeRozan for Kawhi Leonard in 2018, and the very next year, Toronto won the title. And to clarify, the Paolo theory does not say any of these players are bad. It says that overcommitting to a pretty good star can quietly cap your team's ceiling. Now this next theory is called the Luka theory, and it argues that when a young generational player becomes elite very early in his career, his team can improve too quickly, and because of that rapid success, they lose out on draft picks and they're not able to build the team and they are too good too fast. And this idea is commonly associated with LukaDoncic and the early rise of the Dallas Mavericks, who became competitive quickly after drafting him. Now what if your superstar becomes elite too quickly? The NBA lottery gives the 3 worst teams equal 14% odds at the #1 pick, meaning elite draft access is concentrated at the bottom of the leaderboard. And once a team improves, their odds drop sharply. That's where the timeline pressure begins. Look at the early career rise of Luka. Dallas jumped from 28 wins to winning seasons within a few years, moving out of prime lottery position. And Luka's rapid success forced the Dallas Mavericks into accelerated contention decisions instead of slow roster building like they needed to. And another example, which most of you know, is LeBron James' first stint with the Cleveland Cavaliers. And LeBron won Rookie of the Year in 2004. He was an All-NBA player by the age of 20 and led Cleveland to the NBA Finals in 2007 at the age of 22. And in that finals, the Cavs lost to the Spurs in a 4-0 sweep. They rarely drafted elite young talent during his first stint, and the team never built a true championship-level core around him, which contributed to him leaving in 2010. So the Luka theory argues that if a team gets a superstar too fast, they start winning before a team is fully built, which can make it harder to win a championship later. Even though these theories seem like opposites, they're really describing the same deeper truth about the NBA. Titles only happen when superstar talent, roster timing, and cap flexibility all align. If the timing is off on any one of those pieces, real championship contention can fade away. Because in the NBA, being good isn't enough, and even being great at the wrong moment can still leave you ringless. God, I love this sport.
Nice rhythm 3, just backed up. Salmon's kind of backpedaling.